Welcome to the Right Share video podcast. This podcast is designed to help you, the consumer, become an insurance geek like us by learning the ins and outs of insurance. Each week we will have an insurance expert on our show to answer questions written in by you for you. So come join our club of insurance geeks. We hope you enjoy. Hello and welcome to the Right Share video podcast. I'm your host, Megan Casso. Today we have an extra special guest on our show. She is one of our independent agents here at Right Share. Her name is Nichole Sierra. Hello, Nichole. Thank you so much for being on the show today.
Hi, Megan. Thank you. It's my pleasure being here.
So today we have a really great topic for all the new drivers out there that want to learn a little bit more about insurance and haven't really started their journey with insurance. And Nichole is here to tell us more about it. So before we jump into our topic, I want to go ahead and get to know you a little bit better, Nichole. Even though I already know you, let's just do it for the viewers. So how did you start here at Right Share? Tell me about your Right Share journey and your journey of insurance.
Yeah. Well, Megan, I initially started doing insurance back in 2015. I started as a customer representative and I, fell in love with insurance. Within a year, I went ahead and passed my property and casualty state test. So I moved to Right Share in 2017 and I started as a rep as well and now transitioning into independent work. So I'm here now.
Yeah, that's super exciting. So you know tons about what it means to be a new driver that's new to insurance, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So can you tell me where should a brand new driver start in insurance?
Okay, definitely. Well, let me give you the gist of insurance as a new driver. So some of the tips that I can definitely provide to new drivers is have the necessary documentation ready. For example, in order for you to receive a quote, you will need your driver's license information. So date of birth, guardian address, driver's license number, etc. And then another important piece of documentation would be the registration. Why? Because you can verify the VIN number through there. And then an idea too would be, what kind of coverages would you like for your auto or motorcycle or whatever it is that you're trying to provide coverage to.
Right. Yeah, no, those are definitely where you want to start. So I know that a lot of the younger people watching this will probably say like, I don't really need insurance, so I'm just going to drive without it. Can you explain the importance of driving with insurance?
Yes, of course. So as a young driver, I thought maybe, well, I'll risk it. No big deal. I might not get pulled over. But, the fines in Arizona for that is anywhere from 2,500 up to 6 months in jail. So I would rather pay, $120, $150 a month than have to go through that hassle. And then, then your parents have to be involved. And what if you get arrested? You don't want to go there.
You do not want to go there. No. That is true. Yeah, it's really not worth it. And I'm glad that you say that because I think a lot of people try to risk it and it's like, is it really worth it? Like, just pay for it. I don't know.
Yeah. And I think also I'm sorry to cut you off, but one of the things that drivers don't know is that, cops can actually see if you have insurance or not because it's reported to motor vehicles. So don't try to risk it. Just get your insurance.
Absolutely. And you don't want to risk that and then risk losing your license and going through all that because it is a pain.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes.
Absolutely. So for new drivers, can you say, I know that the rates are sometimes high for younger and new drivers. Are there any tips and strategies that you can give that would combat those high prices for new drivers?
Yes. So several strategies that you can implement prior to going on your own would be, for example, asking your parents to add you onto their insurance. That way, when you're ready to move on to your own insurance, you actually are able to keep that proof of prior discount. Also, a lot of companies offer automatic payments, discounts. I know that Progressive would be one of the companies that offers a discount for being a good student. And then Progressive also has a program where they look at your driving, they monitor your driving, and for being a good driver, they'll offer that discount as well.
Yeah, no, those are great. And I think that a lot of people don't realize that when you don't go with insurance for a small period of time and your policy lapses, you lose a pretty big discount for the proof of prior. And yeah, that's really good to say. Go on your parents at first if they can afford it. So then you have that 6 months or a year of proof of prior and you can get that big discount. Yeah.
Try to help your parents too with that payment, please.
Yeah, don't put it all on them because they are high.
Oh, yes, definitely.
So I remember when I first started in insurance, I knew nothing about insurance. Like I remember it was like a foreign language to me. And even with getting my own policy, it was like, what does all of this mean? So can you give a little bit of an explanation about the coverages and what they are and what you would suggest a young driver to have on their policy?
Yes, of course. So as a new driver, I would look at the bodily injury coverages, and that would be, damages to whoever you hit. Currently, the state minimum in Arizona is $25,000 per person, $50,000 per accident, and then $15,000 towards property. Me personally, I don't suggest to go with the bare minimum because you just don't know if it's going to be enough coverage. You don't know at a point of an accident how damaging it's going to be towards either one of the parties. So I would go just, a little bit higher than that to like $50,000 per person, $100,000 per accident for bodily injury, and $50,000 towards property. Also, another important coverage would be the UM/UIM, which is uninsured or underinsured coverage. That has to match your bodily injury coverages. So I would include that. And then depending if you need coverages for your property, I would go with a $500 deductible.
Yeah, for the comprehensive and collision. Yes. Absolutely. And I think one that a lot of people kind of glaze over because they're optional coverages is what you said, the uninsured and underinsured motorist. But, in places like Arizona, for example, where you have a lot of people who are from Mexico and they don't have American insurance. If you get hit by that driver, their insurance doesn't cover what happened. So that would be an uninsured motorist, even if they do have insurance from Mexico. So that's a thing that you really want to think about. And you don't want to be left paying for bodily injury and hospital bills by somebody who hit you if they don't have insurance. So those are really good coverages that I think people sometimes are like, nah, I want to pay the bare minimum. Let's not get those. But those ones are really important, even though they are optional. I agree.
Exactly. And I think also people don't get them because they might have medical coverages. But then at the end of the day, too, you have to take into account that you have a deductible that you have to cover. So just having that extra cushion of coverage really makes it, good for everyone.
Absolutely. I totally agree. All right. So, Nichole, since you are so knowledgeable about all of this, can you tell everybody who is watching how they can get a hold of you as an agent and have you help them?
Yes, of course. So you guys can reach me at my cell phone, 520-304-4723, or my email, which is Nichole, Nicholes, at rightshare.com.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Nichole, for being on today and teaching the young drivers how to get with insurance. I sound like I'm 50 years old, like the young drivers. I'm only 25, guys. Okay, calm down. Those youngins, they need their insurance. But thank you so much for being on the show and explaining that to them and just being here and educating me as well.
Thank you. No, thank you for having me. It's my pleasure, as always, Megan.
And don't forget, if you are a viewer on the show and you want to send in your own questions and you want to ask about insurance, or you want to ask how I got to be so beautiful, or how my co-host Jeff got to be so bald, even though he's never here. Why is he never here? You can email those questions to info@rightshare.com with the subject line podcast question.